I think every year I've started doing these Halloween reviews, I've had this movie on the list, and for some reason, time has got to me, or there was a lot of recommendations that I never had a chance to review this movie, but I am so happy today I finally get to start this franchise because this is one of the new ones. Every year I plan to review one of these movies, but let's go back and talk about the OG.
What is it?
Released in 2007, that's at least what IMDb says, we're talking the classic Paranormal Activity. Okay, not a lot of you are like, is it really though a classic? I remember when this movie came out, it was hot stuff. I mean, it was everywhere. This movie, which I did watch now on Blu-ray, and I do own I think it's Scream Factory collection set. Either way, I own the first one, and this movie to me, people make fun of it way too much, okay? And I understand. There's been times where I've made fun of it, especially some of the later ones, but this OG one that came out, I mean, it changed a lot, especially for horror movies, because at the time, found footage horror movies were not the hot market. This one was like marketed as it's real. This is the real deal. This is a real paranormal movie. And so I remember when my sister went to go see this movie. When this movie came out, if it was 2007, then I was probably 8 because it came out during Halloween. Haley went to go see this movie with a bunch of friends. They snuck in. She watched it and she said, it's so scary and it's real. She was probably saying that just to mess with me because I was young. But ever since that movie came out, I wanted to see this movie. I did not get a chance to see this one in the theaters at the time because my mom would not let me and I was not ready to sneak into theaters yet. But the thing was, when I did get to see this movie, it scared the crap out of me, man, because at a young age, you're like, is it real? Like, is this really real? Obviously now, no. Paranormal Activity is not real. This movie was made with a $15,000 budget. It made $195 million. Oh my God, the profit value, I think this is one of the biggest profitable movies of all time. And it should be because it is insane when this movie came out. Everybody was talking about it. And I mean, obviously it became a franchise. Every Halloween there was a Paranormal Activity movie. It was this and Saw. Every Halloween there was a new movie coming out. And as a kid growing up, this franchise obviously grew with me. And it was something that I admired a lot because yes, this is a slow burn movie. For an hour and 25-minute movie, not a whole lot happens. But the thing is, it's trying to treat it as a real-life found footage movie. Because found footage, before this, it was like Blair Witch in 99. Because that was the one that came out of nowhere and was found footage. In 2007, it came back. And then obviously Paranormal Activity spawned 50 plus found footage movies ever since then. I mean, we still get it to this day. And a lot of people don't really like found footage. But with the huge craze, you got to go back to this movie before Blair Witch. I know Blair Witch is the OG, but this is the one that revamped the style. So going in this movie tonight, my biggest positive I have to say is just the atmosphere. I mean, the shot. We all know the shot where they're laying in bed. We see the doorway with a dark hallway and the camera's right there. It's the shot. We all know it, and how each night little things start to happen. And a lot of people I know who watch this movie say, dude, this movie is so boring. I could go on YouTube right now and probably watch an 8-minute video of someone who made a found footage thing and be creeped out more. You're honestly right, you are. But for a feature length, the movie is building tension. And we obviously have our main characters here, and they very much are the couple that is the husband or the boyfriend is recording her for no odd reason. We got to record, we got to get it on tape, whatever. And then when things start to happen, she's like, in my childhood, and this demon is connected to her, which we find out way more in the future movies. But we find out she's had this when she was a child, and how this guy just keeps recording and he keeps messing with this thing and putting a Ouija board out there. The movie really does give you reasons to hate this guy. The girl, on the other hand, she is very good. I think her name was Katie in the movie. The actress who plays her, she does a real good job. Like, honestly, she's really good. Obviously, if you watch the franchise, you know Katie becomes a very recurring character. But this movie really does deliver the atmosphere of this couple who are trying to record something, that something's going on in their house, and things start to slowly happen, creaks of the night, and obviously when he starts putting like baby powder on the floor and you see the feet, whatever, and it's all just building and building to the ending, which, again, people can make the argument saying it builds up to one big scare and then it ends. That's true, but when I was younger, that big scare and that build up was so like, oh gosh, and it scared the crap out of me. This ending to this day gives me those little goosebumps. I think it's because like the sound design, like when she's screaming downstairs and he gets up and runs out the room, and then obviously just silence, and then bam, he comes out the camera with his body. It's just like, it really does get me a little bit. But like I said, most of this movie is just slowly building up these scares. And there's not a lot of scares. It's just like a little creaky noise, or the door moves, or you think you see something in the hallway. Like, the movie has great atmosphere, and that's all it really has to it. This is a $15,000 movie, and probably all the budget went to like the actors and probably even the camera itself that's being really recorded. But man, it's just, I think it's so inventive. I really do. And at the time, it was something that was crazily good. I think Katie and her boyfriend are good characters, even though you basically hate this guy who's like, no, I'm gonna keep recording this demon. We're gonna get this thing out of my house. We're gonna keep on recording it. And she's like, please just leave it alone. Let's go. And he's just that dumb character. It happens in all these horror movies where like one of the parents or one of the boyfriends or anything, like, you need to calm down. You need to go to sleep. You just saw something. It was the wind. It's like, shut up. You are messing with this demon thing. And in the end, Paranormal Activity became a franchise, and I give a lot of respect to this OG movie. I'm going to give Paranormal Activity a B+. Obviously, I can tell I do like this movie a lot more than other people because I just love just how easily it looks to be made, but I bet you it was really hard to make, and then the outcome becoming one of, if not one of the biggest horror franchises ever. Seriously, this movie made money, and they made more of them, and those kept making money, and to this day, I'm always wondering, will we ever get another one? Because one day we're going to. They're gonna make another one. I always hear like whispers of like, ooh, they're making another one, so we'll see, but it all started with this OG, and if everything works out next year, I would love to review the second one. And you guys enjoyed this movie review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody!